And so I was surprised when I looked at these numbers, and I thought that there must be an error. I thought something must be wrong here, and so I said that out loud. I said, I think there's an error here. Something must be wrong. And my supervisor looked back at me, and she said, Abby, you have got to get your priorities straight. Abortion needs to be your priority because that's where we make our money. Now, to a group of you, people who are pro-life, you're looking back at me and you're going, well, duh. Right? Silly woman. But for me, a person that really believed in the stated mission of Planned Parenthood, I was shocked. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And I looked back at my supervisor and I thought, well, something is wrong with you. You have not had enough Starbucks today. You are not thinking clearly. And I think I'm going to have to tell your supervisor on you. And I thought, something's not right here. And so I kind of dismissed it, but it was in the back of my mind. And then it rolled around to September, and then the day came that forever changed my life, and that's why I'm standing in front of you today. It was a day late in September. We had a visiting physician come in to us from Austin. And he's a private practice abortionist. Him and his wife both perform abortions here in Austin. And we were trying him out. We wanted to see if we were going to put him on our permanent rotation of physicians. And a couple weeks before, when I had been talking to him, he told me that at his own abortion clinic, he only did a type of procedure where he used ultrasound guidance during every abortion. And that was new to me because that was not Planned Parenthood's standard protocol. We did not use ultrasound guidance during the actual abortion procedure. And so I was not familiar with this. As far as I know, that had never been done, it had never been performed in our clinic. And so I asked him why he did that at his clinic. And he started describing some of the reasons. And so let's do a little audience participation here. I know there's a lot of you, but we're going to do this. Okay, how many of you have ever had your tonsils taken out? Okay, no good. How many of you have ever had anything removed from your body at any point in time, including teeth? Good. Okay, good. All right. So now, whenever the doctor or dentist or whatever came into you and said, here's the consent form, right? You know how you have to fill out a consent every time you have something done. And the doctor comes into you and has a consent form ready for you. And he says, here's a consent form, and you're about to sign it, but hold on just a minute. I was thinking about doing your procedure a little differently today. You know, I've done this like 1,000,000 times. And I'm kind of getting bored with doing it the same way all the time. And so I was thinking for you, I would jazz it up a little bit. So this time with your procedure, I'm going to do it blindfolded. What do you say? Anybody? Any takers? Blindfolded surgery? No? Well, why not? This is how we do abortions almost 4,000 times a day in our country. Blindly. So here's what happens. The doctor has an instrument called a cannula. It's a kind of a rigid piece of plastic, and that's what's hooked up to the suction machine. They put that piece of plastic, they put that cannula into the woman's uterus, and when they think they feel some tension at the top of her uterus, they assume that's the top of her uterus, and they stop. And then they move it a little bit over to the right, and when they think they feel the side of her uterus, they stop. And then they do the same thing to the other side. Now, what happens if he doesn't feel that tension at the right point? He will put that cannula all the way through her uterus. There have been girls as young as 12 and 13 that have lost their fertility for the rest of their lives because of this safe medical procedure, because of this medical procedure that is the most common procedure done in this country. It's so safe, right? been times where the doctor has inserted that cannula so far up into the woman that it has gone all the way up into her bowel. Women die from this. This is serious. So when he started to tell me that he uses this safer procedure, I thought, well, I'm in. This makes sense. Why wouldn't we do this all the time? So I went back to my sweet supervisor and I asked her that question. And she said, Abby, using ultrasound guidance takes about 5 extra minutes per patient. And we're trying to do, anywhere 25 to 40 procedures a day. We don't have time for an extra 5 minutes per patient. Time is money. So there was my answer. There was that patient safety that Planned Parenthood is always stating that they're for. So now I was even more concerned, but I didn't really have to worry about it too long because the day came and the physician was there and he told me not to worry because when he came, if there was time, he would show me what an ultrasound-guided abortion procedure actually looked like on the screen. And I have to tell you guys, I was pretty excited because I thought this was going to be a really good learning opportunity for me. I thought if I'm going to run this affiliate one day, the 4th largest Planned Parenthood affiliate in the world, I need to be aware of all the different types of abortion procedures that are out there. I was excited. The day came, the physician was there, and I was called into the room, and he told me that my job during the abortion procedure was going to be to hold the ultrasound probe on the woman's abdomen during the procedure. And I was comfortable with that. I had done ultrasounds before, and so I got everything prepared. We did the fetal measurement. We found out that she was 13 weeks along in her pregnancy. I looked up on the ultrasound monitor, and I saw the profile of this 13-week baby. And for those of you that have seen an ultrasound of a baby around 13 weeks, you can verify that at 13 weeks, a baby is fully formed. Arms, legs, fingers, toes. There's very strong cardiac activity. The kidneys are formed, organs are formed, brain waves are going. There's a spinal cord, spinal column. And even outside of the uterus, we can tell whether it's a boy or a girl. And so I was looking at this monitor and I was looking at this tiny child, and I suddenly kind of had this sick feeling in my stomach as I remembered the ultrasound that I had of my own daughter, who's almost 4. And I remembered the ultrasound we had of her when I was about 12 weeks pregnant. And we were so excited, right? I mean, my husband and I, we were so excited. And we had these pictures of Grace. We had, our first good picture of our baby when she didn't look like a little bean. She actually looked like a kid. And we had this picture of her, and we printed out 1 million copies, and we gave them to people, and we were so excited. Here's our cute little kid. Isn't she adorable? And everybody's like, uh-huh. And so we have this picture, and we're giving it to everybody, and we're so thrilled. And then I'm looking up at this picture of this baby that's 1 week older than my own daughter was, and I start to realize this is not going to be what I thought it was going to be. This is not going to be that good learning experience that I was hoping for. Somehow I think this is going to be extremely tragic.